Okay, so I just had to start recording, even though there are videos that I want to watch. I want to watch this strongman thing. I typically record my videos later in the day, but when I woke up, I discovered this absolute, like, just heinous thing that was happening on X, and it echoes the videos that I've been recording recently. It's very interesting how you can ask women a simple question with a logical right or wrong answer. So it's binary, there's only two answers. One of them's absurd, the other one is logical and makes sense. And just as accurately as you can predict if they are feminists, you can predict they will say the answer that makes no sense. An easy example of this would be, hey, would you rather live with a man or have a homeless grandma run over by a bulldozer? Oh my god, I think I just, sorry grandma, you're already old. I mean, I'm strong and independent. But what I'm observing here it's actually far worse than that. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this absolute shit. So, people are saying, "Oh, these women vote. This is crazy. You know, how's this possible?" Here, look, Clown World posted it, and also this account. Man, I mean, it really is tough because there are people out there like myself and a lot of other people that care about the future of humanity. We really want to transcend reality and make the world a better place. We're optimistic. We're logical. We care about truth. And then there are people walking around that are really just consumers. They're just takers from civilization. They're a net negative. They are a net loss on the world. There's a reason these videos go viral, and I'm so grateful to X, dude. Every single day when I get to see the fact that these insane lunatics, often women or, you know, mentally destroyed, low testosterone men, just get ridiculed day after day after day, it makes my soul happy. Because, you know, this wouldn't be possible if we were still living in a time when the government was colluding with Twitter. We still have the government colluding with all other social platforms, but not Twitter anymore. Man, the world is in such trouble.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear.
See, they're asked a simple question, and in their head they think to themselves, not what is the correct answer. They think to themselves, how can I engage in the counterfeit ideological framework that bestows upon me virtue? That's all that they think about.
Men are scary.
See, and then yeah, there's the comment that also inverts truth. So this is so interesting.
A bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you like fuck with them. So maybe a bear.
Why did I record this video, dude? What is, I mean, the solution to this, I can't stay on YouTube, right? But there was a time when we didn't have to overcome this type of psychopathology. Now, there are many different ways to overcome this, but the fact that I have to live in the era of humanity when we're still trying to figure out how women can interface with reality while they demonize masculinity is just, it sucks, man. And there are people that'll be like, oh, haha, women aren't serious, you know, they're just joking around. If somebody is willing to say the opposite of the truth for their ideology, that is inherently dangerous and an existential threat. Also, look at their faces as they demonize men. Oh, haha, isn't it great? We're just demonizing men, yeah. We're good people. We think of ourselves as good people. Disgusting.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men.
Okay, so what this also shows is that society has gotten way too easy and soft, and these women don't have to think ever about what the truth is, what reality is. Because, of course, just practically speaking, just here for a second, if you were stuck in the woods with a bear versus stuck in the woods with a human, the bear is far, far, far worse. These women's survival skills is at the floor. But the thing is they're actually willing to probably sacrifice themselves at the altar of their ideology, which tells them they're good people. Disgusting.
They're very scary out there.
a bear.
I would say a man.
Would you rather be stuck in a...
This goes perfectly with the video that I recorded yesterday, guys, explaining the psychopathology of women that are gripped by the resentment of Marxism.
I look like someone who has a mental disorder? I mean, some people would say that in the affirmative, but it's a rhetorical question. I look like someone who has a mental disorder? I mean, as some people would say that in the affirmative, but that is a rhetorical question. I look like someone who has a mental disorder? I mean, as some people would say that in the affirmative, but that is a rhetorical question.
If you want to know what is happening to modern women, to people with a feminine temperament, watch my last video. Go to my channel and watch my last video. The radical left is mentally breaking people. The radical left is mentally breaking women with low verbal IQs in the image of their resentment. Marxism denies the existence of the individual, of individual responsibility, of meritocracy, of a relationship between people defined by anything besides power. They deny the existence of truth in the conceptual as well as the practical. They deny objective frameworks. They deny reason, rationality. They deny morality. Does it sound familiar? Yes, I just described your modern leftist. They are taught to be enemies with reality itself. This is, whenever you see them thinking that a person is their enemy, it's just a mirage. It is what they're actually getting upset at. That person embodies an aspect of reality that they find enraging. Any person that the left notoriously hates, if you think about it for a couple seconds, you can, or maybe a minute if you're slow, you can immediately tell that that person embodies aspects of reality that judge their ideology as being incoherent, brutally incoherent. Marxism is at odds with all of those principles that I described. That puts them at odds with reality. The internet's amazing because it allows me to see the psychopathology of women. It's incredibly interesting. Incredibly interesting.
With Rodney King, but also just how Black Americans feel about policing. It's not like O.J. Simpson was the leader of the civil rights movement of his era. You know, he wasn't a social justice leader, but he represented something for the Black community in that moment, in that trial, particularly because there were two white people who had been killed, and the history around how Black people have been persecuted during slavery. There were just so many layers.
Is the fall of the West inevitable? It may be inevitable, but it probably could be saved for a couple more centuries, I think. Maybe a couple more centuries.